Welcome to the Desert Rail Podcast, episode 005. We made it all the way to 5. Podcast 5. Stay in 5. Oh my god. Anyway, on that note, as ever, I'm Greg.
I'm Richard.
And I'm Tommy.
Good. This week, our...
Oh my god, we've got a
topic, we've got a debate, we've got the quiz. Reading, watching, playing. This is chaos.
Right, okay, so we're going on to reading, watching, playing, a staple part of the Desert Rails diet.
Staple.
And,
diet. I'm just repeating what you're saying.
Yeah, actually, I feel like you're a wee parrot in the corner there. Okay, so this week I'm going to start it off, and I'm going to go straight on to reading, because contrary to what people might believe by at this point, I can read and do read books.
Usually you just watch stuff.
Yes. So I've gone for a comic, Ronin, by Frank Miller and Lynn Varley. It's a comic that was released over 1983-84, and I'm not sure what to think about it, to be honest with you.
Why? Has it not aged well?
Well, for me, I don't think it has, but then for a comic purist, it's probably aged like superbly well. I don't know. I find I'll go for it. The story basically is that there's a samurai back in the 13th century. His master is killed by a demon, and he goes and tries to kill this demon with this blood drinking sword. He strikes the...
Of course it does.
Bear with me. I'll come back onto that particular comment in a second. It's quite funny, actually. So he strikes this demon with the sword, and somehow they both get sucked into the sword, and then in 700 years time in New York, scientists unearth the sword and point a laser at it.
So always New York, eh?
Always, and both of the spirits of the Ronin and the demon are unleashed, and a samurai becomes a Ronin once his master's killed.
Actually, I asked that before. Yeah. I didn't know what a Ronin was.
Yeah, so it's like a samurai without a master.
Masterless,
right. Yeah. So
like a stray dog, Tommy.
That's it. Stray dog. Anyway,
sleeps in boxes and stuff.
So the souls go into two characters that are, and that's where I kind of lose the plot a little bit. It's this.
So they basically try to kill each other.
They possess a couple of characters. One of them has these big biokinetic. He's telekinetic, and he can move limbs with his mind, and the other one. It's just a really quite a convoluted story. It's like there's loads going on, and twice in the comic already there's been references where somebody's been trying to explain what's happening, and while someone's been trying to explain it, another person has been sitting there going, right, a sword, okay, a samurai, like that. And it's quite funny because I think Frank Miller's maybe had the idea and pitched it to someone,
and someone got that reaction, basically.
Are you fucking joking, basically? And that's how the comic's gone for me.
If that's the kind of thing that's in it, that's quite ahead of its time, man. Because that's it's like 20. No, it's not.
Well, it's about 30. Well, it's over 30 years old now.
And this is a new edition, isn't it? That's just kind of came out.
Yeah, it's this deluxe edition that I was given by my sister for Christmas. And,
hardcover.
I'm not.
Tommy approves. No. Hardcover, yes.
That's
very
it.
Nice.
Knock on it. I am enjoying parts of it. I'm not enjoying other parts of it. I wasn't even really that aware of it before Christmas, and it's just. I think if you're a big comic fan, you'll probably enjoy it. If you're not, if you're more of a casual comic book fan, and like I would hesitate to say that I'm a casual fan. But I like comics, but I'm just not.
You're not a fanatic.
I'm not a fanatic, and I'm just not sure what to make of this so far.
Like Tommy is, but he's not read it though, so he's not much of that.
Exactly.
I can make some snap judgments.
Is it just by looking at it, and this is really basic? You say it's older, right? And it's like one of those it's like a classic, if you like.
Yeah.
Cult classic. Does it kind of fall in the same category as like The Watchmen, where it's like everyone's read it, everyone loves it, you can't really say bad things about it?
It's like, do you know what? It's like the one that slipped by everyone else when The Watchmen was about.
Right. Okay.
Watchmen was huge, and Ronin, by all accounts, should probably be just as big.
Aye.
But it was the 80s, and there was like loads of really mind bending stuff happening.
Yeah.
Between like all the big
everything.
80s.
Yeah. There's so
upsurges.
many other arcs and everything going on that I think it's another one that slipped by.
So-
And given a proper chance and given a proper back, and I think people would probably look at it and start to look at it in a more favourable light than I am just now. But I'm not sure what I think of it. I still need to finish it. I've got one book left in it, but
Oh, it's separate in the books, like, was it?
yeah, it's like I think
Chapters,
it's over six. It was over 6 comics.
Right.
And it was picked up apparently for a TV show last year or the year before that, but I haven't heard anything more about it. I think it'd be quite cool as a TV show because it's got like I should really like it because it's got ancient sort of feudal Japanese samurai Ronin stuff and futuristic robotic.
It's combined
Shit,
together.
like,
So do
so I
you
should really
think?
like
Do you
it.
think maybe once you get to the end of it, you'll look back on it and the end might save it and be like, actually, I quite enjoyed that.
Possibly, I might
Also-
I need to.
I know you haven't finished
Finish
it, but would you recommend it?
Do you know? Actually, I'm finding it hard to say yes and no. I would if it's on a whim. Why not? Yeah, like
Okay.
why not? Yeah, I mean it's one of these that's meant to be a classic, but yeah.
I'll buy it and read it just based on what I'm looking at just now because this is like 83 or whatever. That's
83,
meant to be
84,
like
yeah.
when it says it's 2 years before
Was it?
the Dark Knight Returns.
I think
Oh,
you said
yeah.
2 years before. What,
2 years
81?
before the Dark Knight Returns, but that
It's like, all right.
it's still like Frank Miller's still quite a big deal before that, and because he'd done his Daredevil stuff, which was shit hot, crazy, amazingly good,
Yeah.
and it was what every writer who's tried to write Daredevil since Frank Miller did Daredevil has tried to aspire to that kind of
Oh,
that
there you
level.
go.
level and
eventually,
that
yeah.
tone and stuff like that.
Like
I think where it might fall down is if it's it's like it's from the 80s. It's feudal Japan at the start before,
like the first book, basically,
and then it's sci-fi after that.
Straight on
So
to
then
sci-fi,
it's like
pretty much.
it's futuristic sci-fi, from an 80s mindset.
So it's like nowadays.
Aye. So yeah, it's like that whole kind of when something was made in
Like Space
19
Odyssey.
Aye, where it's just like everything just looks a little bit ridiculous when it's in 2009.
People wear cling film shorts. and-
Yeah.
Aye.
I think do you know what? I think I would recommend it
Yeah, fair
because I
enough,
mean
man.
it's a good enough story.
Mm.
It's just that there's bits that I like and bits that I don't like, but yeah.
Samurai Jack.
That's what I said to you
That's
earlier
what I
on.
was
Samurai
about to
Jack.
There's motherfucking Samurai Jack. Like,
Oh, there you go.
Oh, there you go. So
and I love Samurai Jack.
well, then
Oh, you'll probably
you'll
enjoy that.
really
then.
like it.
Fucking give
You
me
should
back.
buy it off. Talking about recommendations, I'll go next, and I have been playing, and to sort of coincide with the PlayStation Network PSN game of this month is a remake of Abe's Odyssey called Abe New and Tasty. It is quality.
Yeah.
I loved Abe anyway. Like,
Yeah.
Ken, was it PS1 1997 it came out?
That was it. Oddworld.
Oddworld, yeah.
Oh
Oddworld
my
New and
God.
Tasty. It is so good. It's basically a carbon copy. It's not actually a copy I read about it earlier on. It's actually a complete remake. They built it up. So rather than being like 2D or 3D, they made it 2.5D is what they've called it, right? So it's basically the same game, but rather than having like this sort of like, you know how each screen was like an actual screenshot, and then once you went to the right of the screen, you moved on to the next screenshot, and it was like it's like frames, if you like. It was like a frame. You went to the right, you moved into another frame, went to the right, moved into another frame. Doesn't do that anymore. The camera actually follows you along. So it's like a proper platformer, and it just actually going from the frame shots to the actual camera following you, it works so well because there's a couple of things that I noticed about it. Whereas if you play the original one on the PS1, if you went to a frame and some guy seen you and went like, "Oh, stop!" you could like run back a frame and like reset it. So if you went back in, it'd be where he started again, and they wouldn't know you were there.
Because they're like those kind of
The
robot
slag
sentinel.
things, slugs,
Slugs,
aye,
yeah.
called, aye.
Yeah,
Them
and
basically.
you trigger them based on movement and stuff
Yes,
like that, wouldn't you?
exactly. So basically, if you had one that was like sort of sleeping, and you went into the next again screen and he was sleeping, and you ran past him and he woke up, you could run back out to the screen again, go back in and he'd be sleeping again.
Then you could,
he'd reset it.
creep
But-
or whatever
yeah,
after that.
but in the PS4 version, if you run and wake him up, that's him awake,
You're goosed.
and that's you can't reset it like
Aye.
that. But apparently, I've noticed this because I've finished it because I bought it before it came out for the PSN, so I had a bit more time on it. But apparently, you can play both versions. They've built the old version as well, or they were going to build the old version, so you can actually go back and play with how the PS1 was. You can actually have the
Really?
individual frames and that. Yeah, apparently so.
To be honest, I would rather not do that because I downloaded it on your recommendation off PSN, and I remember playing a demo for Abe's Oddworld back in the day, and I didn't enjoy the single
frame
thing,
thing,
single frame things, and that's kind of what let down for me. But I haven't played it. It was one of these games that I really didn't want to put down.
Yes.
I like the puzzles. I like the look of it. I liked.
It's very trial and error, right? Aye, farting's fun.
It's fun for you. You collect other slaves that are like you, don't you? And then
you
can do the chant thing.
Yep.
You can open up the portals of doves and stuff. Yeah, that was
299
that's it. Yeah,
prisoners, and you've got to try and save them all. And what's quite funny about it is once you leave an area, if you don't want to go back or that, it'll basically say like, oh, you saved 40, you missed 9, and you're like, fuck, and it really makes you want to go back and try and find those 9. But you can go through it and be like, I have no idea where they are. Like, I don't know where they are. There's loads and loads of hidden bits in it. And that was one thing I noticed in the first version of the game in the PS1, like, because the camera didn't move, because it was a set camera, there was like a trapdoor like behind a certain, there was like a bit in the foreground, if you like, that hid this trapdoor, so you couldn't ever find it. But in the PS4 version, because the camera moves with you, it kind of moves to the right hand side, so you can sort of see behind the little bit in the foreground, and it's a lot easier. Essentially, the game's a lot easier. It gives more away, but the difficulty curve has been ramped down essentially. Because I remember Abe went pretty much, oh, this is quite a fun game, to being like, this is solid and I can't do it.
Yeah.
So you had like one level and you had a second level, and they were night and day. Whereas this game is like, I got to maybe like halfway through it before I started thinking, this is quite challenging.
Yeah.
But it's such a fun game. I would recommend it.
I would totally.
It's free. At the moment, it's free.
Yeah.
Get downloaded.
Yeah. I'd totally back it up as well.
So,
Cool, really good
Alberto, watching.
I watched The Babadook.
Fucking awesome.
I've never seen it, but I've heard good things about it.
Yeah, it's really good. Australian film. It's got really high write-ups, doesn't it?
Really, yeah.
Like super fucking high write-ups.
Justified,
for a horror
justified.
film.
I'd say it's firmly rated. Like
Justifiably, absolutely. Like, it was for a horror film as well. For one of these, like, for horror films that seem like they're just throwaways. The story is just quality.
Yes, it is. It is really quality. It's a psychological horror, so it's not like most horrors these days are just they just try and throw everything in.
Yes, and I agree with this. Basically, that's my bugbear of horrors. Is basically like they go, oh, quiet bit, raw, quiet bit, raw. And you're like, it's not a horror movie, though, is it?
The thing with the Babadook is that it does that.
It does, yeah, it does
level.
do that.
It does that on another level.
It's super creepy. It's well directed. It's really well acted as well. The young kid, there's a creepy kid in it as well.
Man, there's always creepy kids.
And the good ones, and the really good ones, there's always a creepy kid.
Yeah.
And it's like the story of like a mother and son, single mum and her son, and her son's troubled, and he's a bit of a handful, and she's stressed out, and these things, peculiar things start happening to them while they're in the house together, and it becomes obvious that there's some kind of creature or something or somebody kind of stalking them and trying to terrorise them.
Was it all in the house?
It's not all in the house, but all the kind of creepy stuff happens in the house, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Aye.
But it's not one of these massive mansion type mist covered house at the top of the hill.
It's in the middle of a neighbourhood, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's just it's like a sort of, it's vast whilst being sort of modest. It's like it's one of these old sort of colonial style houses. But yeah, it's just going back to the mum character. You feel really sorry for her during the film, like, because she plays being stressed out so well, and I'd absolutely agree with you when you say it's a great film. I was going to say recommend, but it's your section. So.
You can't say too much about it without kind of giving it away. But it's a really really simple premise and a simple idea, but it's executed excellently.
Really well.
And it never kind of strays away from what the guy obviously had a vision, and the vision was realised.
Yeah,
that's good.
Aye.
I like films that you don't know much about when you go and see them, and then like you say, if you tell somebody what it was about, you'd ruin it.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, it's one of these films that remains creepy once you've watched it. Like, when you turn it off, you're sort of sitting there, and if you're on your own wherever you are, you're just kind of like, I don't want to get up. I don't want to switch.
I don't want to turn the lights off. Oh man,
you run up the stairs.
I'll probably never watch it because I don't like horror movies. I don't like that feeling.
It's a very good one.
Right. Okay. Well, so I'm assuming you recommend it then.
Absolutely recommend it.
Cool. We good?
We are good.
Dinging it.
Should we ding this one out?
Go for it, man.
Successful. Okay, so we're going to move on to our topic for this podcast, and it's a topic where everybody's going to have their own opinions, obviously, but this is the Desert Whales talking about what they feel are overrated and underrated games, films, comics, blah de blah de blah, etc. We've each got lists, we've each got ideas, and we're just going to steam straight into them.
And we all hate things.
We all fucking hate things, but we love things as well. So swings and roundabouts, isn't it? So who wants to go first? Does anyone want to take the floor? Greg, you?
I'll take the I would say overrated first of all, and I'm going to go with this one.
Such a cynic.
Well, I know. It's easier to think of things that you hate as opposed to things that are nice. Overrated. It's a game. This is my personal opinion, and I think somebody in here is going to get offended by this. Maybe. Bayonetta. Bayonetta. I heard such good things about it, and
just point this out. Tommy was like furiously shaking his head,
which makes great audio. I heard great things about Bayonetta, and I bought it. I got it really cheap actually. I played it later on.
What did you get? What was it on? Is it on Nintendo?
360. I got it on 360. And,
is it on Nintendo, young man?
Nintendo. No, it's the X machine. It's shite. I just don't like it as a game. It doesn't. It was just.
But what's wrong with it?
The style of it, the fighting. The fighting's actually not bad, but like the style of it, the story of it, dude. It's like taking like fucking like 3 hits of smack, and then someone being like, "I'm going to play a game now," and you're like, I had no idea what was happening.
It is fast paced, like.
It's fast, but dude, it's about like it's a woman who's got like guns in her shoes and can like fly, and like there's angels and there's demons and there's loads of Japanese stuff. It's very Japanese.
She wears like this leather suit, cat suit thing, and she's got big high heels with the guns on them. Guns in her hands, guns in her hands, and guns on her feet.
Sounds like overkill to me.
But it's just I don't actually know what to do. I played it for about an hour and about an hour and a half, and I still was like, and there's loads of music, there's loads of singing in it.
Yeah.
Like that, like the whole intro of it is like some sort of like weird Japanese anime / beat 'em up, shoot 'em up / musical.
Yep.
She's like, ooh yeah, like fucking blowing shit away with like her feet, and I'm like, what the fuck? So it's a shite game,
right.
and it's not though. That's the thing. It's like 9s and 10s all around the board.
Well, it's amazing.
And like Bayonetta 2 is like the sole game that like is on Wii U. Like if folk are buying Wii U's to play Bayonetta.
Just to play that, I've been thinking about it because it is. I just love it for all the reasons you've just listed. That you hated it.
That's quite funny. Well, there you go. An overrated game for some people.
It's definitely overrated.
I'm gonna chime in with an underrated. I'm gonna move on to the world of film. Have you ever seen?
Don't say Bayonetta.
Underrated Bayonetta. No, underrated film. Have you ever seen Take Shelter?
No.
It's a film that has.
I was going to say, is that about like some kind of documentary?
No. It's like it's got Michael Shannon, Jessica Chastain, and the guy who played Eli thingy in Boardwalk Empire.
Yeah, Thompson. I can't remember his name.
Can't remember the fella's name either. But it's about a guy who he starts having like post-apocalyptic visions. They're like not ridiculous overkill and stuff like that, but it's like natural disasters occurring, like little rumblings of natural disasters occurring and stuff like that. And the whole film is about how he can't decide if it's real or not, and he can't figure out whether there's something wrong with him or something is actually happening. And he decides to build himself like a bomb shelter for his family. And it's just about his slow descent into what other people think's madness, but he thinks is complete sanity. And it's well paced, well acted, and just builds up to an amazing crescendo and has a really, really cool twist at the end. And it's just like it's just criminally overlooked. I don't understand how.
I was going to say that you're saying it's underrated. I hadn't really heard of it.
That's the thing. Like that's the thing. But it was in the cinemas and everything, and
but some shite in the cinemas.
Well, yeah, I know.
What year did it come out? Is it?
It was like a couple of years ago.
All right.
Yeah, and it was the height of Boardwalk Empire being popular and everything.
Which surprised me that I haven't heard of it.
Yeah, no, with George Mueller being in it. I mean, I George Mueller. What a guy.
Makes excellent yogurts.
That's him.
That's his brother.
God, Tommy, come on.
Yogurt joke. There's not enough of them.
I know you've had me.
Good old-fashioned yogurt joke.
Gather round, children, and let me tell you my favourite yogurt joke. Well, that's an underrated for me, and like everyone should go and watch it and then tell me that it's over.
Can I guess the twist at the end?
No.
Why not?
Go
Yeah,
for
if
it.
you want. I was just saying what. I go. What's the twist? Go on then.
Does the world actually end and he was right?
I'm not telling you.
That's what it was.
Well,
That means that's what it was.
no, that doesn't mean anything. I'm saying
That's
I'm
why it's
telling you.
overrated. It's so obvious.
Fuck off. Right, move on. Overrated.
Me?
Yeah.
Underrated.
Overrated.
Overrated.
Because I just didn't. Underrated.
Alright, overrated. I've not got a lot.
Sorry, just list things, man.
Bayonet, I'll get your hand.
Overrated. Jack Whitehall.
I don't think that classifies as a film or a book or a game, but fair enough actually.
Is it?
aye.
Yeah, no.
We're branching off, I like it.
Okay.
The Godfather trilogy.
Do you know what? I'm going to back you up.
I'm
on
back you up on that as well.
this. There you
But
go.
don't let Nick hear you say
I would
that.
thought the knives might have been coming
No,
out at that
no,
point.
No,
I'm-
you can stick with that one, man. Because like, I watched about an hour of the first one and thought, oh, something's going to happen at some point, and it was just like they're all just standing in a garden and nothing fucking happens. I was like,
That was ground force. That wasn't fucking The Godfather. Do you know what? Do you know when you're at that sort of stage early in the relationship where you would do sort of like, even if you don't like doing something, you'll still do it. When I first started going out with Nicola, she loves The Godfather. I went into her house and she was like, let's watch Godfather 1 and 2 back to back. And I was like, yeah, these are meant to be classic films. And you know when you watch a film and you get 20 minutes into it, you're like, I'm not going to like this.
Yeah.
I've only got another 7.5 hours of this. Oh man, it was. Oh, I actually fell asleep through the second one, which is like 4 hours long.
Oh, Jesus, it's just.
And saying that, I went back and watched it not long ago, and it wasn't as bad as I thought.
It might be something that if I revisited it, I would think it was like as good as everybody else kind of thinks it is. But I don't know, man. I would just prefer
not
if
worth
it's
it,
going to
man.
be a mafia film or something, I'd just watch like Goodfellas or something like that. Even though that's kind of long as well, but there's loads of like cool bits and violence and stuff like that.
Aye.
My favourite mafia-related thing ever is the episode of The Simpsons where.
Big fat Tony.
They're like Homer's pretending to be a clown. And
Just do the loop, the
they're like,
crusty.
that's it. the mafia at the end. That's what I think of mafia.
Cool. So
Yeah,
that's
that
Jack
is pretty
Whitehall, The Godfather, and now The Simpsons.
Well, let's go back on to underrated.
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 Oh, a film underrated. I thought long and hard about underrated films, and one that I love. Excuse me, Jesus Christ. Oh, that's stinking.
That's leave it in.
Leave it in. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Oh, it's a classic.
Have you seen Cloudy with a Chance of
I love
Meatballs, Tommy?
Yes, I enjoyed it immensely. I saw the second one. I didn't enjoy it as much.
Yeah,
That's perfect. That's pretty much how you sum it up. That is what happens. But for me, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs should be up there as one of the best animated films ever made. Fuck The Lion King.
No.
Oh, come
Aye.
on, you guys!
I know this is your house, but get out.
No, Lion King's good, but I mean, it's not quite Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs good, is it?
Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs did not make you shed child tears
True.
in the 90s when
Or
it came out
adult
and you
tears.
watched it.
I mean,
If it made me shed child, it didn't make me shed any sort of tears. Well, actually, it did. I actually almost choked to death on popcorn whilst I was laughing at it a bit, and it like.
was
it
that
was
like Mufasa?
no, I think
When
You
Scar
heartless
killed you.
bastard.
The stampedes.
I remember saying it. I remember saying this to you a while ago, man. And Lion King was the example that I used. I actually watched Lion King not that long ago, and actually found myself like rooting for Scar. I was like, "Come on, Scar."
Yeah.
I'm getting back, and I can see his point. Like, Simba's a little bit annoying, little cunt. Oh shit! I dropped the C-bomb.
C-bomb, dearie me.
Oh, that's at least 5 demerits.
It is. You're starting the quiz on -5 points. It's only the second one in the show's history. It's fine.
That's true.
Who done the first one? Alright. Shocking.
Sorry, but anyway. So yes,
Aye, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. It's up there with Toy Story. It's up there with Toy Story, man. I'm telling you.
I quite agree, it's very, very good.
yeah, excellent.
And I was talking about this a wee while ago with someone, and they were saying, but the second one's not that good. And I was like, yeah, but I mean, the third Jurassic Park's pretty shit, and the first one's still a classic.
absolutely
So,
shit.
Yeah.
Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, get watching it.
Oh, it needs to be watched. It needs to be watched. And while we're when we're on overrated, we'll go underrated. I should say. We'll go back to
Overrated.
Overrated. Surely, for the amount of fucking money that they make, the Transformers movies have got to be some of the most overrated garbage, shite, fucking rubbish I've ever seen in my entire life. They're just like, I don't understand how people like them so much. They're just fucking rubbish.
Here he goes.
I need to find my notes.
They're
just right.
They're like Iron Maiden in the film world.
No, because that's unfair. Iron Maiden.
Because that's like...
Because that was used last week.
They're like Metallica.
Comparison.
If we're going to have a
that's
a
what I meant.
reference to it,
Metallica.
they're like,
Fuck, I fucked that up.
They're like the opposite of Metallica, because they're like everything you wouldn't want to draw from a film. They're just like, they're fucking... It's just basically explosions, buildings falling over, it's shite dialogue, boring stories, just generally bad, unless you're like a Transformers fan. I mean, fair enough, it's visually impressive, but otherwise it's just fucking tosh, isn't it? It's rubbish.
That is tosh.
They are.
Yeah,
I'll be honest, like, I remember going to see the first Transformers film and two of my mates really liked it, and the whole way through the film I was like, this is just colours. I've no idea what's happening. Like, when the robots are fighting, you can't make
They do some crazy stuff with the camera shots and the angles, and they do these really kind of, like, the action's moving so quickly, like you're saying, and they do these like zoom in shots and then you zoom out and stuff like that, and you don't have a clue what's going on.
It's like you could have a fucking seizure while you're watching it. It's like I remember when I went to see one of the films at the cinema with a couple of mates, and I think it was the Dark Side of the Moon one. So I was wanting to give it a chance. You know, I'd seen the first two. I figured, right, surely the third can't be bad, and it was still garbage as well.
Still bad.
Yeah, and at the end of the film, well, I was sitting there thinking, what have I just done? I mean, that was why waste fucking money? Why have I sat here watching this? Like, to this day, I'm convinced it was not out of irony or anything. It was like it was as genuine could be. There was a group of about 3 or 4 kids, maybe about 13, 14 years old, and they all stood up with like straight faces as if they'd just seen a masterpiece and were applauding in the cinema at the end over the end credits.
It was finished.
13 or 14. No, I hope that's what it was. Like, disgusted. Transformers, fuck off.
Right, good. Transformers is, to be honest, Transformers is, I agree with you, it's pish. When somebody was like, you seen the new one? Optimus Prime rides a T-Rex. I was like, oh god, you couldn't have put me off anymore.
But that's like, the T-Rex would be Grimlock, and Grimlock was part of the Dinobots, and Dinobots were part of the Autobots.
Like Camden.
So, you know, the characters kind of got a right to be there, kind of thing, but...
The film doesn't have a right to be.
I quite like Beast Wars. You remember? Did you ever see Beast Wars?
Transformers Beast Wars.
I
didn't like it as much.
No, it was pish, but I had all the figures when I was wee.
I
Not all of them,
the original
like
ones.
Well, let's finish this off with another underrated gem.
Tommy. You are the underrated gem.
Thank you for being here. That's great. I watched. It's finished. The first season's finished, but Constantine, the TV show.
Man, yeah, I'm interested.
I never saw it. Like that
It's
completely
because on
passed me
Amazon
by.
Prime and I can't get
there you go,
Amazon
right,
Prime.
All right.
But-
It's really good. It's bonkers good.
Is it better than like Flash and Arrow and Gotham and all that?
I've not really seen Gotham, but I don't like the look of Gotham.
It'll be better than Gotham.
Gotham's not very good. Like,
Gotham's
I'm so
the
excited
worst.
for it. What's what?
Gotham's the worst of the DC shows.
Is it?
Aye.
I
Like quite a bit, actually.
Well, I've seen the first 2 seasons of Arrow now, and I think Constantine's better than that.
Oh, nice. I think I'm both.
I love it. I think it's great. But then I like the comics. I like the character. It's not that far removed from the comics. They've made little tweaks to the character and stuff, like to make him less of a bastard and make him more kind of. You don't want to say mainstream because it kind of just a word that puts people off. But he's a bit more like a Ghostbuster.
Oh, right,
kind of
okay.
thing, like
So
he's
he's got that bit of sort of like a cheeky vibe to him.
Oh, he's still got
like
the cheekiness, yeah.
right,
He's
cool.
essentially the same. He's essentially the same character.
Is he a little bit more kind of PG than he is 18?
Yeah, he's a little bit. He's still a bit of a bastard, but he's a lot less
Aye.
of a selfish bastard
Cool.
in the TV show. But it's awesome. I mean, I was reading reviews online because I watched it week to week because it came out on Amazon.
Aye.
I couldn't wait till Saturday because it was coming back on. And I caught it every week, and I was reading reviews, and some of them were like, people would love it, or people would be like, don't know. It's got to have a kind of villain of the week feel about it because each, like in the first like 4 episodes or something like that, it's like there's something pops up, a villain, a case, or something like that, and there's kind of there is a resolution by the end of the show. So it does have that feel yet, but then it took I watched Arrow, and it's like 1 million episodes in one season, and it took a whole half of the first season for it to find its feet, and it only took Constantine like 4
No,
episodes.
that's
I
good.
like it when a show does that.
No, so do I, but I don't like it when it's just like, this week we defeat this guy, and next week we defeat that guy, and next week we defeat that guy. It's like,
But they have to do that to kind of introduce characters who might come back and become recurring
but
characters.
just make them go over
based
3 or
on-
4 episodes as opposed to just like 1 episode.
Yeah.
But then if you don't get, if the viewers aren't sucked in the first episode, and then they're like, by episode 2 it's the same scene,
guy.
the same
Nah,
guy
fair
and
enough,
stuff
fair
like that.
Yeah, you don't get a chance to build.
It's
it.
just very kind of like, it just reminds me like very sort of like stuff like The Bill. Ken, it's the same thing. It's like,
I was not expecting that comparison.
Another underrated gem.
The Bill, man. The Bill was ace.
But
Right. Well, I mean, there's not a better way to end this than by mentioning the bill. So there you go. Get it. Okay, so we're going to move on to the debate, which is it's my new way of saying the debate. How did that go down? Is that all right?
I liked
should,
it.
should never do it
It
again.
wasn't quite as good as the musical number we had last week.
Oh yeah, because that was pretty good. We got so much feedback about it.
Oh yeah.
So this week's debate, or this podcast debate, I should say, is going to be about which film studio besides Marvel Studios has the best characters, and
This
who
is
should
Marvel
be
characters, right?
Best. This is Marvel.
so
Yeah.
they-
So who should be doing the best with what they've got on the Marvel side of things.
And we each take a.
We're going to each take
A
a film
studio,
studio. Aye,
and
so
the
there's
fuck-
there's Marvel Studios, which we're going to ignore, or someone might want to come back to if they're struggling. There's going to be Fox. There's going to be Sony, and there's going to be Lionsgate. Lionsgate, which I believe one of us has.
on the rights to
I am
on
taking
the
it.
a singular character.
I am going to
stable.
I'm going to go out
From the
there.
Marvel Comics stable.
Who should really be making billions.
I'm going to go out there and say I will fly the Lionsgate flag. I am willing to do that.
And
So
who is
does-
the character?
Yes, who do they
I will,
own?
well, you can decide. You tell me who you want, and I'll keep my big guns till the end.
Okay. It's not.
It's not.
It's not. I'll
It
come
is.
back to- I'll
It
come back-
is.
Oh no way. Right, okay, I'm going to take Fox, and Tommy, I believe you are going to take Sony.
Well, that's the only one that's left.
Well, there you go. Cheeky fucker.
I would just take that then.
So
Who wants
gonna-
to, who
gonna
wants to
open
pitch
it.
first? You want to open
I
up?
will pitch first. I'll pitch first. I'll fucking pitch first for Fox, and Fox easily have the best pool of characters to draw from aside from Marvel Studios, and I would argue maybe a little bit of a better pool than Marvel Studios anyway, considering they've got all of the X-Men, Fantastic Four, Deadpool, and the Silver Surfer, and Silver Surfer we'll come back to. But to start with, X-Men, obviously Wolverine, one of the most popular characters. Like it doesn't, not even Marvel, not even comics, just characters. Wolverine is like an immensely popular character, and I'm gonna put forward my monetary stat straight away. X-Men collectively, all of the films since they started at X-Men have made around $1.3 billion collectively.
There is a lot of films though.
There is
a lot
but
of films.
Wolverine, as in like the one that was the last one that came out,
alright.
grossed the lowest. And it was alright, yeah.
It was
It grossed
alright.
the lowest. It grossed $132 million.
Right.
That's just because it's got Wolverine's
rubbish.
name on it. That's terrible, isn't it? it grossed that much money. And that shows the amount of interest I think that is that there is in Wolverine, and it's
Yeah,
a
I know, I'd agree with that, but
very popular character.
Wolverine is. I'm done with him. Finished with him, man. I've
Right.
seen him too many times,
No, you haven't.
and he's getting too old.
Hugh Jackman's getting too old to be Wolverine.
I think so. No, I can you got Old Man Logan in that, but no. But what I'm saying is they're doing it wrong because they're doing all these prequels.
Yeah,
and he's
I know
so
what- I know
old
what
in the
you're saying.
prequels, and if you look back at X-Men 1, you're like, oh shit, he's really, really young. And
He's a
then,
young
and then
man.
like, oh yeah, 10 years before that, he's about 50.
That's true. Right, well, we'll breeze over that. Fantastic Four, I think, is another one to draw well from, because they had a chance back in 2005-2007 with the first film, which was garbage. The second film,
Pish.
which
Two films were garbage.
That was pish as well.
garbage as well. But if we're good, if
You do well
everybody
here.
believes in a wee second chance, and we reboot every
Nope.
now and again.
Nope.
So
Instantly lost me.
with this film the film that's coming out
Yeah,
this
four.
year, I think they've got a perfect opportunity again to try and incorporate a better Silver Surfer, or maybe not even get Silver Surfer. You just don't.
Sorry, man, I can't help myself.
Just alright. But the reason I would want to see the Silver Surfer again is because I'd want to see an actual incarnation of Galactus rather than just a cloud. Because if the actual Galactus showed up in the film, there'd be so many comic fans that would just be flooding in.
Yeah.
They would just want to see Galactus and see how they do with him.
I would be scared because I've actually got like some sort of kind of fear of Galactus. Like, I don't scream or anything, break out cold sweats, but I'm like, yeah.
He's a scary motherfucker.
He is.
Jim got a bed and be like, he might be filming in the corridor. I would know though, because
he's that big, so that it doesn't. He couldn't really hide,
but I mean, you can't not say that's a great opportunity.
I agree with that. That'd be quite nice to see.
There is a lot of lore untapped. There is a lot of good stories they could pull from. The Fantastic Four are all excellent characters who have not had the chance to shine properly in those 2 rubbish films that they came out with.
Thanks very much for adding to my point. I'll say it very quickly.
But do you like Fantastic Four?
No.
Did you like them before you watched the films?
I didn't really.
Was the films only kind of?
It was only really films that I based my opinion on, but I just think that they suffer from being characters that are, you can tell they were designed like in the 40s or whatever, because they're old.
Yeah.
Like their abilities are a little bit shit now. Human Torch is cool.
Still cool.
Things kind of.
The strong guy who's ugly.
Yeah,
that's his thing.
he's just a
the strong ugly guy.
He's a council estate Hulk, isn't he?
Yeah. It's like there's an invisible woman who, I mean,
which is silly, because if it was going to be invisible, it should be a guy, because every guy would use invisibility. Perv, what the fuck is she going to use invisibility for?
Well, it's kind of hard from a movie standpoint, because if there's only going to be one woman in the film to make her, like, cast her as a hot, attractive young actress, and she's going to be invisible for half of it.
That's true.
Fuck it, she'd make her fat, man. I'd watch that. See if they had like Fantastic Four and we're all fat. I'd watch that.
I'd love to see Reed Richards as like a really fat Mr. Fantastic,
like Professor Clump.
Yeah, that'd be good.
There's another like 90s reference.
We're going 90s mad this podcast. Another thing that Fox have that is so much better than the other studios is Deadpool. And that could be phenomenal. But I the only bad thing I can think about that is that it might be a little bit niche in that.
Yeah.
Maybe have to be some sort of a comic book fan, or to have read 1 or 2 to understand who Deadpool actually is.
Well, the saving grace with that is he has a fucking massive fan base.
Huge.
In the actual comics. It's fucking huge. The amount of money they must have made off of him in the last 5 years, that character.
Yeah.
It's just must be mind boggling. I'm not really that big a Deadpool fan. I think he's alright. Like, I don't know if he's
I've read some Deadpool and I like Deadpool, but I've not been like obsessed.
Is he overrated?
Is Deadpool overrated?
Yeah.
Yes.
There we go.
I'm just.
So if you've enjoyed our podcast, right, see ya.
Okay, so we've dealt with
Fox.
That was Fox. Aye. Sorry, I got put off. Some Sony characters, Tommy.
some Sony characters.
But why are Sony amazing? Why are they amazing? Because they make the PlayStation.
Because they made the PlayStation, so all the characters must be great.
Blatantly. But who have they got in a Marvel cinema?
In their stable, they have the licenses registered for Spider-Man and all Spider-Man related characters. I think that's about it.
How does Spider-Man work now? Because now he's been bought back by Marvel, hasn't he?
I don't know if he's been bought back or he's been lent
I think
out
it's
for
dual.
this.
He's on loan till the end of the season.
Right.
That's it, man. I mean, they're worth that much money now that it's like Marvel can say, you know, can we have Spider-Man back, and Sony can be like, no. But what if we put him in?
Oh, that's how they've done it.
You know,
can we have him?
No.
Shit.
No, you can't have him because we make loads of money off him. He's the most profitable character in films. Apart from possibly Batman, but we're not going DC. It's just Marvel characters.
Just Marvel.
Yeah.
So he's the most profitable Marvel character in films and merchandise and all that stuff.
I don't get why.
I'm surprised it's taken Sony so long to collaborate with Marvel, because I'm pretty sure it's like dual ownership. I might be totally wrong.
It's
I think
totally
it's dual ownership. Sony
can piggyback on the Marvel films and make money from the character that they're not using in a film.
They don't have to do anything.
They
just have to lend the license.
Here's a question for you though. They've got Spider-Man, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do they have any of his villains? because they're going to make a standalone Spider-Man movie. But if they haven't got any, because they've got the Sinister Six still, haven't they? Sony.
Well, I think it's the whole umbrella of the whole kind of.
So they've got.
I think it falls.
They've got the Spider-Man universe
Yeah.
minus Spider-Man.
No, well, I don't think. I don't know. I'd have to look into it.
Imagine a standalone movie where there was no Spider-Man.
The Spider-Man.
Well,
film
actually, no.
without
I read that Spider-Man's going to fight Iron Man in the Spider-Man film.
that would
Tie in
Makes
with.
sense.
Civil
It's
War,
like Civil
the Civil
War,
War
is it?
story.
Aye, but apparently
No.
that's going to be. Apparently it's going to be Iron Man. That's going to be the
villain.
The villain. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, like
that's also Civil War though.
Yeah.
Storyline tie-in.
But it might be the fact that they don't have any Spider-Man villain.
What? So Iron Man's going to be the next villain in the Spider-Man Sony film.
No, in the Spider-Man Marvel movie, because Marvel have now got him for like Civil War and Cap 3 and all that,
Yeah.
right? Which is the same thing. But apparently they're also going to make a standalone Spider-Man film, and it's going to have Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man as the main, not villain. The villain's the wrong word. Is like his
Antagonist.
Yes, is it anti?
Yeah. That's pretty
Antagonist.
cool. Is antagonist.
Aye,
That's pretty cool.
whoever she is.
Spider-Man is an odd one. He is an odd one because it doesn't seem to be something that the studios who have had him can really get right.
Nah.
Like Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, some might argue that it was better than the new Amazing Spider-Man's, and some might argue the other way around. But I don't understand how you can't get it right. Like the only thing that they've got right over the two of them so far is J. Jonah Jameson in the first one.
he's
He was
brilliant.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Was that it's J.K. Simmons is his name. He
J.K.
just won. He
Simmons.
just won an Oscar for Whiplash. He's I think he's the most. He's
the funniest
best
thing. He's a bit character, isn't he?
Yeah.
But he is spot on,
Absolutely.
and he's really funny and stuff.
But
So
that's the worst thing you can say about Spider-Man.
So the
J.
question-
Jonah Jameson
Aye.
is the best.
So the question
Spider-Man
then-
2 is sorry, on you go.
No, I was just going to say, what films do you prefer? Amazing Spider-Man or the original Spider-Man?
I
say
prefer the
but-
original. The second one out of the original 3 by Sam Raimi is like the best Spider-Man film ever.
I think Tobey Maguire movies were better than the Andrew Garfield movies. Although I did prefer Andrew Garfield
Yeah, he
as-
was a better Peter Parker.
as
wasn't he?
Peter Parker, but I thought his
Yeah,
films were worse.
I like the first and second Sam Raimi ones, and the first Amazing Spider-Man was all right.
The third Spider-Man
The third-
film was shit.
It was
God, the less we say about that, the better. Really, it's just a pile of shite. Fucking worse than Transformers.
So that's quite an interesting thing. Is that Spider-Man's the most profitable character, but we all agree that the films aren't that good.
It's because
Yeah.
I don't know. The character appeals to quite a wide age group.
Aye, it's basically from like toddlers up. isn't it?
Toddlers
It's-
up, yeah. I mean, my nephew's only 2 years old. He fucking loves Spider-Man. Anything to do with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And when they make the films, if they kind of focus on the origin for the first film, then the kid's still in high school, and then the actor who's playing him's probably like 35 or something like that. But he's supposed to be in high school. But then if it's too kind of, that like the teeny bopper kind of demographics, obviously a big money maker. That
Yeah.
they get a lot of money from that. But then that kind of alienates the rest. The people who are a wee bit older and stuff like that want a wee bit more of a serious movie.
Yeah,
I think that's where it
absolutely.
loses me.
Yeah.
I think that's where I kind of sort of switch off from it a little bit. Is like, I like the whole idea that he's kind of quirky and all that. He's quite cheeky and sort of stuff like that. But again, that's where Deadpool comes into it. That's kind of what Deadpool does. Deadpool's quite weird and sort
Aye,
of
he's-
quirky and
yeah.
quite animated and all that sort of stuff, and takes a piss at people and that. But he seems a bit more grown up, a bit more sort of mature about it all. Whereas Spider-Man seems like really sort of. I don't think the fact that I know it's a bit hypocritical because I like Superman, but the fact that he's like blue and red and he's like really like primary colours, isn't he? And
Yeah.
he's really kind of.
Aye. I think the Spider-Man movies have really struggled to find a solid demographic to be marketed to. It's because you can't they can't have been marketed directly to kids. They can't have been marketed directly to adults. They're sort of stuck in limbo somewhere
Aye, I
between,
agree.
and they can't be too gritty and they can't be too kiddie and blah blah blah,
And-
blah. And it's hard for them to.
So the
Yeah,
movies
yeah,
are kind of end up a bit average, but then they still make a fucking shit
Aye,
kind of
sure.
cash.
Oh,
so-
Well,
that's it.
now we're talking about movies that made a shit with cash. I
Oh,
want
yeah,
to come
Lionsgate.
on to Lionsgate quite quickly. They have one character, but that's really what you need when you've got a character this quality. Is Man-Thing.
Oh my god, is it? Oh my god.
Have you? I think the Man-Thing film came out in 1995 and it made 245 million on the first week, and then went on.
Was that not within the first hour?
That was in the first hour. Right? The film's only 50 minutes long.
Wasn't that pre-sales of booked tickets?
That was, and basically Marvel had to sell him because he was too successful.
Has Man Thing not responsible for the Burj Khalifa in Dubai? like they took them whatever they made from that and just built the biggest building in Dubai.
Yep.
From
They actually created Dubai.
the directors just retired and said, "Let's just make a city.
Let's make a city based on Man Thing." If you actually look at Dubai from space, it's actually in the shape of Man Thing.
Right, who is Man Thing?
Dude, what do you mean? Who is Man Thing?
You just had one film in 1995. I didn't even know it existed.
Neither did I. I'll be honest. I struggled. I picked up Lionsgate and thought, "What the fuck's this?" Man, it basically he's a poor man's Swamp Thing. But if you watch your film, it's quality.
Have you watched the film?
No, I haven't watched it.
It looks like it's
Does the
available
film exist?
on. The film is available on YouTube.
The whole thing.
1 hour and 37 minutes.
Well, let's watch it right now.
Let's watch it.
Right.
Nah,
On that note, we don't wait to watch Man Thing. So let's ding this section out.
fine. Let's do it.
Right, back by popular demand.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was one person that liked this. So
Shout out
It's-
to Cameron in New Zealand.
there you go, all the way to New Zealand, worldwide, Tommy.
There you go.
Worldwide.
Worldwide.
It's like Carolina wine mixer. Right, anyway, this is it's quiz time. Yeah, again.
Yay.
I think last time when I was Tommy, I think you won me like -3 or something.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. I think it was.
You definitely lost.
It was rigged anyway.
You
It was
definitely
fucking
lost
rigged.
because
Rigged.
your knowledge of just stuff is terrible. I am starting on -5.
For dropping a C-bomb.
The thing is, I'm starting on -5 for dropping a C-bomb, and the thing is, I'm probably going to win.
Yeah, that might be true.
Because I am the quiz master, and like I say, the first rule of the quiz is whatever I say goes, and what I've got written down is the right answer, even if it's factually wrong.
Okay.
That's how it works.
Right. Okay.
So we'll test the buzzers.
Right. Okay.
Richard. Oh, good. Tommy. Okay. No points for that. That was just that.
God damn it.
Damn it. Right. So question 1. Give it a buzzing. How many cameos has Stan Lee made to this day? Tommy.
14.
I'm gonna say 12.
I'm going to give Richard minus a point because he was the closest. He was the furthest away. So
What?
you're on minus a point. It was 21.
Oh, it's a
Oh,
lot.
man.
21 cameos. Aye. So that's so the current scores are -1-0. Okay. Question 2. When does 10 plus 3 equal 1? Going to have to
What?
rush you. It's when does 10 plus 3 equal 1? Tommy.
When the 3 eats the 0 and then explodes.
Almost. Richard, you got an answer?
No, I took it. No,
Okay.
sorry.
The right answer is when you're terrible at maths. So no one got a point for
Oh
that.
man, I thought that was pretty close.
No one gets a point for that. Right. Next question. Daffy or Donald? Who appeared first? Oh, I'll say it, Richard.
Donald.
Correct.
He's right.
You're back up to 0.
Yes.
0. So I'm losing. Fuck. Okay. Maths question or number-based question.
Yeah.
How many seconds are in a year?
Number 1. I don't know.
Take a point. Minus a point.
He didn't buzz.
He didn't
He
buzz.
didn't buzz.
What buzzing? You buzzing that again?
Aye.
Go for it.
There are 14,263,009.
No, that's wrong. I'm taking another point off.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Rich, Tommy, what buzzing? Have a shot?
Infinity.
God, I was closer.
I'll take a point off for that. Actually, so. The answer is 12. 2nd of January, 2nd of February.
That is
2nd of
shocking.
Are we not fucking
Man,
Oh,
you can't blame yourself. You can't know this works.
Yeah.
Right.
We should have known.
We
This
should
is a
have,
point.
should
There's
have
3 answers, but you get 1 point, right? I'll wait till Richard finishes beer. So,
Thanks.
right. 3 actors to play Batman between 1989 and 1997. It's Tommy.
Michael Keaton.
Yes.
Val Kilmer.
Yes.
George Clooney.
Well done. It's a point. So that's -2, Richard.
Fuck off!
Tommy's on 0 again.
Incidentally, what are the scores including yours just now?
Right. I'm on -5, you're on -2, and Tommy's on 0.
I see how this is going. I see how.
Question 6. Mario or Luigi? Tommy.
Luigi.
Yes.
You know why? Because he doesn't say, "It's Mario!" in that really annoying voice.
What does he say? Does he go, "It's a me, Luigi"?
No, my theory behind this is because Mario is basically doing everything for pussy because he wants Peach, and Luigi is helping her brother get pussy. So
He's helping a brother out.
that's it, man. Bros before hoes. Mario puts hoes before bros.
I think
Scummer.
I think
that.
Luigi's just a stand-up guy who just doesn't want to get in Mario's way.
Do you think he secretly loves Princess Peach?
I think he secretly loves Mario.
Oh.
Man, the next Mario game should be online. This is what you said there. That's. Oh man, that ruins my question.
Point for it, please.
Nah.
Take a point off for asking for a point.
I agree with that.
Take a point off for being a wee telltale.
No, right. Oh, you want a point off? No. This is my fucking quiz on this side, right? Anyway,
You're
minus 3.
Right, okay.
What's Charlie's surname in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory? Or Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, whatever it's called.
It's... Oh my fucking
No
God.
one know? No, we'll have to rush you. Get the countdown clock out. Oh, very good.
Chalk.
My goodness. That's even good. Taking a point off. That's fucking terrible. Richard, any idea?
I can't remember.
If you don't say anything, you won't get any points taken off you.
But if I do, I will.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say I don't know.
You don't know. That's fine. It's a bucket.
Fuck, of course I am.
But if, of course it is, then fucking say it. You get a point. That's how a quiz works. Right. You know this one. Who lives in a pineapple under... Richard.
SpongeBob. No, you could... No, I didn't listen to the fucking question. Oh, no.
Yeah, I finished the question. Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? The answer is nobody. That's impossible. So you get a minus a point for that. So Richard, you're almost tied with me.
I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing.
Okay, question 9. How many Saw films has there been? Tommy.
5.
Wrong. A minus a point for that. Richard.
I want to say 6, but I think 7. But I'm going to say... I'm saying 7.
7. Correct. For a bonus point, can you name them all?
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Wrong. I'm taking a point off you. It's Saw 1, Saw 2, Saw 3, Saw 4, Saw 5, Saw 6,
and
and Saw 3D.
I should know better by now. I really should. Oh my God.
Okay, question 10.
But that wasn't even written down.
It was. I did have that,
okay.
man. I was quite proud of that question. Actually.
Oh, okay, well, very good.
So I asked Nicola and she done the same thing, and I was like, wrong. Question 10. In the Flintstones, what do Fred and Betty have that Barney and Wilma don't? This is a proper question, by the way. This isn't a trick answer.
Annoying other halves.
No, that's not what we're around down.
What do Fred and
Betty have that Barney and Wilma don't?
Oh, wait. Black hair?
Getting closer, but no.
What do they do? Don't they?
Well, they do, but it's not what I've got right down.
It's Fred and Betty, isn't it?
Yeah.
Actual eyes, so they don't just have pupils.
Yeah, they have eyeballs. Well done. That's your -3. Oh, you're coming back.
Yes.
Coming back. Right, this is a classic question.
I'm answering it.
What is Clark Kent's social security number?
What? What?
What is Clark Kent's social security number?
I don't know.
If you don't answer, I'm taking a point off.
I'll come back. What if I get it? No, I'm not. No.
No, but you'll get a point off if you get it wrong.
Exactly.
It's going to take a point off if we don't guess.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh.
Tommy.
5.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong. Richard.
How many digits does it have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10.
10?
No, 9. Has 9. I'll take a point off me for that. That was bad. -6. No, you're gonna fucking that. -4. Fuck you then. -4. Right.
What was it?
It was 092-009-66-16.
You should take a point of yourself for asking
Is that
that
actual
question.
canon?
Fuck off, man.
That's his
ridiculous.
actual number.
Is that actual canon? Like, is that from
That's from, it's from Superman. It's his proper social security number. I think it's
From one of the films or something? Or?
I fucking no idea. I looked up online, man. I'll be honest. But
Why'd you look that up online?
it's a good question.
You just probably Google Superman facts or something.
It's like, it was in
enough,
the Superman Ultimate Fan Quiz or something like that.
Alright, okay.
Clearly none of you guys are. Right, anyway. Gaming question. It's quite a hard one. I thought it was quite a hard question.
Okay.
Who is the first boss in Crash Bandicoot 2? Richard.
I'm going to say Cortex.
No, it's not. I'm not going to take a point off you though, because you made a good effort. Whereas Tommy made a face.
Yeah.
Any idea? Nah, minus Steven, fuck you. It's Ripper Roo. Remember Ripper Roo?
I remember Ripper Roo vaguely.
Right, we've got 3 questions left. And these are... No. Yes.
That's another point off you, surely.
Yeah, that's another point off me. I forgot my question. Okay, question 13. What is the grossest thing you would do for £1 million?
Oh my god. The list is endless. Is that can I, like...
Yeah, thing in.
The list is endless.
End
I
of
don't think there is anything that I wouldn't do.
For £1 million?
Yeah.
I like that answer. That's a good answer. There's nothing you wouldn't do for £1 million.
As far as like gross out type stuff.
Yeah. No? Richard? Do you want to try and beat that?
Well, I don't think I can, because I can't say there's more than nothing that I wouldn't
You
do.
would have to be very specific about the thing that you would do.
I would... I don't know, I can't think of
You can't think of anything, right? Okay.
Something to do with poo.
Something to do with poo. I like that. I'll go with that. I actually had poo written down. The original answer I had written down was fuck a parent, but I took that out.
Oh my
because I thought
god!
it was a bit weird.
Christ almighty, man.
Score is staying the same after that question. Right, 2 questions left. And a tiebreaker if we need one, which we won't.
Well, that's good.
What is the longest word in the English language?
And
Why are you laughing?
because I know what you're doing. It's another one of these
It's
questions.
another one of those questions, yes.
The longest word.
I wasn't expecting so much downtime. I was expecting you to be off the fucking mark with this. Boom, I've got an answer.
I did have an answer, and then I remember it was you that's asking the question.
Just answer it.
What's the longest word? I am going to say... I don't know if you're bluffing now.
Well, then just try me.
Language.
Tell me. Language, no, that's wrong, mate. That's a go. Richard. That's really... It's a very sad buzzing.
Can I'm going to try and say a word that I think is a word.
Right.
Flocky, knocky, nillahillafilification. Something like that.
That isn't what I've got written down, though.
What have you got written down?
So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to take a point off you because that was a good attempt. But the real answer to that question is the word smiles, because there's a mile in between the 2 S's.
That is shocking, mate. That's absolutely shocking.
That's the answer, man.
What the hell, man? Oh my god.
Right, by the way,
knew it'd be so...
going to the last question, it's a tie.
It's actually...
It's minus 4 all. So...
Yeah. And what are you on as well? You're on -5?
I'm on -7.
Right.
Man.
-7, okay.
I am finished. Actually, no, fuck it, I'm on -4 now. It's a 3-way tie. Decided. Right, last question. I need you to be sharp off the mark with this.
Right, okay.
Why? Oh, actually, I'll give you a fact first before the question.
Okay.
Did you know that there is no penguins in English zoos? Why? Tommy.
Climate?
Almost.
Why would you have chocolate biscuits in zoos?
Oh, that's a better answer.
That's actually really... You're starting to think like...
I'm trying my fucking best.
I will take a point off Tommy for that answer. The real answer is, why are there no penguins in English zoos? Because they're scared of whales. You like that? There you go, man. Right.
Oh my god.
Right, so, tying that up. Richard is on -4. Tommy, last week's champion. Or last time. Well, never done it.
Never done
champion.
weeks now.
-5.
Oh! Why?
So, I'm afraid this week is actually a tie between me and Richard, both on -4.
I don't think I'm ever going to win one of
Victory has been snatched.
Yeah.
Richard and his usual snapping defeat from the jaws of victory. Cool.
So then, there you go.
Thank you.
Well, that's it. Another week done. 5th time we've done this. Another joyous occasion. I think we've kind of calmed down now from the intro a wee bit, which was a fucking shambles at the best of it.
Sums it up though.
Aye, it does. It does. And,
It leads from the front.
well, that's as I say, that's us done. As ever, we're available on Twitter, which is @DesertWales, Instagram, The Desert Wales, and Gmail, which is thedesertwales@gmail.com. Go like if you feel like contacting us, even if just to say hi. We get really lonely here.
With only 500 people messaging us every single day about the podcast.
Yeah, most of our family. Yeah.
It's really lonely.
Got Facebook.
Oh, we do have a Facebook. We're on Facebook now as well. So just look up the Desert Wales. I think it's just you just look up the Desert Wales.
I don't know how Facebook works.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
There you
We're
go.
on Facebook as well.
It's on the book thing.
The bush face.
You open the book, it's in the book.
And
It's on the
there's
face.
a face
Yeah.
in the book.
Right.
iTunes as well.
Oh shit!
Remember that shit?
Yeah, iTunes. Subscribe to iTunes. Not subscribe to us on iTunes. No,
Just
never
subscribe to
mind.
iTunes in general.
Never mind. I'm going to say bye. Let's just say bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Oh, fucking palaver. Bye. Oh, shit.
Let me say this bad boy.
Sorry, man.
Fucking useless. Right, go. Oh wait. There you go.